BIGKAT TV. Pastor Reacts. Pastor Andy with you.
BIGKAT.
And Black Box Record Club. Check them out, blackboxrecordclub.com. What it is custom vinyl direct from Kyle and the team there. And if you type in promo code BIGKAT, BIGKAT, you get 25% off the first month. BIGKAT's getting 2 records a month.
Yep.
And enjoying it. So we know you guys love music out there. Oh, there's Bob Dylan, Dave Matthews.
Yeah, I mean, he has not. If you search for record clubs on there, he doesn't show up right, but he's probably the best one I've seen out of all of them. Really takes time to look at your Spotify account.
Great. Oh yeah, yeah. So you can link to your Spotify account.
Yep.
And then he'll make suggestions based on that.
Yep. So
check it out. Thanks, Kyle. All right, you guys are here for.
Woe to you, O earth and sea, for the devil sends the beast with wrath, because he knows the time is short.
Thank God for that.
Let him who hath understanding reckon the number of the beast, for it is a human number. Its number is 666.
Thoughts about that?
no, I was wondering where he's got that number.
What's the number about?
Yeah.
The best theory that I've heard is, 7 is a number of perfection or a holy number.
Yeah, and so is 3.
So that's probably where I stand on it. I don't really look too deeply into the numbers past that.
Some people think 45 is the Antichrist.
45 LP?
No, 45 president.
Oh.
I saw that in one of the comments.
Yeah, 40% of our audience is international anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is out of the book of Revelation, somewhere maybe in the teens, 10, 11, 12, I think, somewhere in there. Distinctly, the devil sends the beast. So the devil can't be the beast if he's sending the beast, right?
Correct.
So there's some kind of supernatural creature called the beast, and he's sent with wrath for the reason that time is short. And what does that mean? Well, God has these, according to the Bible at least, which I believe, in which, I think world history would say there is something going on with this, but God has these times. He talks about the times and the seasons. And when Jesus Christ arrived on the scene, approximately 2,000 years ago, it was declared the time of the Lord's favor. That's what Jesus said in Luke chapter 4, that the time of God being in a time period where he's in favor toward the human race. And that's why it's called the age of grace, which is the age that we currently live in. Now, if God is operating in favor toward the human race during this time, and we still have all the different things going on in the world that we have going on.
I've heard this many times before, too.
Can you imagine can you imagine what it was like to live in the time before the age of grace, before there was a Savior, during those times when things were just, it's not normal in your country to be walking down the street and see, people hung up on light poles and that sort of thing, unless you're in a war-torn area. But that was just very common in the first century in Rome, and horrific things prior to that, of course. But, we're living right now in the age of grace, and time is running out.
I left alone, my mind was blank. I needed time to think, to get the memories from my mind. What did I see? Can I believe
I love Bruce Dickinson's voice.
What I saw that night was real and not.
I love his voice.
I was going to say. So we talked on, was it Metallica? We talked about a chainsaw guitar.
Yeah.
We got a chainsaw voice here.
Oh, dude, his voice is...
It's nice. A lot of energy there.
He's still going strong this day. I was telling you before we did this video, like, my dad, I have a young dad, like just turned 50. He grew up listening to this stuff, Iron Maiden, and obviously introduced me to it as a child. And he always he's a Christian, but he always felt guilty about this one. He always threw it away. I remember this album cover as a child. But that's the one band I want to see before they quit. They're still number one in the UK. They just put out a record, and they're number one this summer.
Fantasy, just what I saw in my old dreams were the reflections of my Walkman staring back at me. 'Cause in my dreams, it's always there, the evil face that twists my mind and brings me to despair.
Have you ever had that where you have an image in your mind that you can't get out of your mind, or is that too personal?
No, yeah, that's true. I mean, there's there's things that we've done together, like house calls, like times we've been threatened, like that. Those things play in my mind if I'm going to a house similar to the houses that we went to. Mm-hmm. And learning now that threat was more towards you, yeah, it's okay. Not so much, but.
Yeah. It's weird how once you see something, you can't unsee it.
Yeah. No, that's true. I
got a lot of things, but I don't think I have any faces.
Yeah, I got a couple. Yeah. Man, I watched some disgusting stuff as a teenager. My friends used to show me like things called Faces of Death.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was terrible.
There are certain things certain substances that you can ingest.
Like what?
Without going into explicit detail. Which can, I would say there's two primary states of consciousness where you start to peel back the layers of reality. And one would be through the use of substances, and the other one would be when you're in a dream-like state. Mm-hmm. And I guess a third area, which is certainly less well understood, is if somebody has an authentic spiritual experience, perhaps after a time of prayer and fasting, or just a sovereign move of God. But when you think about what the Apostle John was experiencing when he wrote the book of Revelation, he says, I was in the Spirit on the Lord's day, and I heard a voice behind me. So he's speaking of a authentic spiritual experience that occurred roughly 1900 years ago somewhere. It appears that he was maybe in his 90s if the Apostle John is the one who wrote the book of Revelation. And now we have, all these years later, someone articulating their experience, perhaps theatrically, perhaps based on a dream, based on an experience with substances. We get a lot of skepticism on this channel about the reality of the spiritual world.
Mm-hmm.
Some people just put it in the category of the boogeyman or of superstition. But I think that the fact that the spiritual world has been accessed by so many different cultures over such a long period of time, and the fact that there are things that we don't understand about the nature of reality. Even now, most scientists would say I don't know if most scientists, but many scientists would say that the most plausible theory of reality is based on a multiverse, which would be millions and billions of universes where all things are possible. You know, there's a universe where I don't exist, where BIGKAT's doing the show by himself.
Yeah,
There's a universe where BIGKAT is Iron Maiden, and the singer from Iron Maiden is reviewing BIGKAT. I mean, these are the things that mainstream scientists believe about the nature of reality.
Yeah, there's a movie called One with, I think, Jet Li in it. It's about like that.
Which seems more based in reality? What I'm proposing, that 2,000 years ago, a man named Jesus Christ, who was also God, came to the earth, performed miracles, died and was resurrected and ascended into this space we call the heavens, or the heaven, or that there's infinite universes out there. About a year ago, I was at a rest area, truck stop, actually. Not a rest area,
Do I know
but
the story?
a truck stop. I don't know. And this truck driver came up to me, and he had a box of plastic plates, he said. He's like,
I know the story.
would you guys like any plastic plates? I'm like, sure. He gave them to us, and he's like, actually, I have more in my truck if you want. So I went over to him in his truck, very friendly guy, and he opened up the back of the truck, you know, one of these big semi-trailers, and he's like, yep, they're right there. And I, being the kind of guy I am, I hopped in there, and as I'm hopping in there, I'm thinking to myself, oh man, if he shuts this door on me, it's over. I'm a goner. And one of my fears is that he didn't shut the door on me, and he gave me a bunch of plates. He turned out to be a really nice guy. But one of my fears is that at some point, some of you that are involved in this lifestyle are going to realize that you're in the back of the semi-truck, and maybe too late.
See it, Phil?
You know, one thing I think that we can learn from making a deal with the devil or choosing to be on the devil's side or the enemy's side is there's a guy that ended up betraying Jesus. His name was Judas Iscariot. And immediately after betraying Jesus, he first he tried to give back the money that had been given him for it, and then he hung himself.
Mm-hmm.
And so some of you would say maybe that's a battle between his conscience and that sort of thing, but it's a good question. Like, subscribe.
Check out Black Record Label Company.
Black Box.
Black Box. Sorry, guys. We had some distractions upstairs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have a great day, guys.